from supplementary list for fresh filing item 1 DA.18.08.2026.
Registered under section 64 and 61(2) of the PNA, that is 376 and 120 named. This what if I is page 13 19. सबने इधर कहना है कि मैं सचिन सच रहने वाली हूँ। आज दिनांक 7/2/26 को समय करीब 10 बजे गांव के मंगल माथुर का नाम करके आलू नहीं घर से बुलाकर उनकी पत्नी मंगल माथुर पिटिशनर्स वाइफ घर से बुलाकर आलापन जलावन के तरफ लकड़ी लाने के लिए गई थी। हम दोनों के पीछे से मंगल महतो पिता सचिन सर भी वहां पहुंचा। मंगल महतो को देखकर उसकी पत्नी जिसका नाम नहीं मालूम पहले से षड्यंत्र कर वहां से मुझे छोड़कर कुछ दूर पर चली गई। मंगल महतो मुझे अकेली पाकर मुझे पकड़कर दुष्कर्म करने का प्रयास किया तो मैं विरोध करने पर मुझे घसीट कर वहां से कुछ दूर ले जाकर बलात्कार। मैं घर आकर मेरे सास एवं ससुर बाबू माथुर दोनों इस घटना के संबंध में बताई। मेरे पति घर में नहीं रहता, रसोई में रहता है। पति को सूचना देने पर उसने मुझे सास और ससुर के साथ थाना में लिखित आवेदन देने की।
Wife is also accused of assisting.
Madam, this is very interesting case because both the parties were the Goti as millers, and a land dispute is going on between the parties millers for the partition of ancestral property millers, and for that reason miller this false case and filed millers, and she has stated कि मुझे नाम नहीं मालूम। She is knowing everything millers.
ना क्या चीज नहीं मालूम?
नाम नहीं मालूम। इस औरत का नाम नहीं मालूम जिनके साथ वो गई थी जंगल में, उनका पता भी नहीं है, नाम भी नहीं पता। She doesn't know the name of that very lady.
क्या stage?
State charge sheet have already been submitted.
The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that, as per the allegation made in the FIR itself by the victim, who is a married lady,
Yes.
the wife of the petitioner
Yes.
had assisted in the matter of committing rape upon the victim. The learned counsel submits that the wife and husband both are accused in the rape case.
Yes, ma'am.
Charge sheet has already been submitted.
Yes,
Submits that land dispute is going on between the parties. कहाँ पर land dispute का कहानी?
which she has submitted. Page number, page 17. That was a submission of the council.
Land dispute is going on between the parties. The victim happens to be the Gutia.
Yes.
Gutia of the petitioner
Yes.
and his wife. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that it is completely unbelievable that wife would assist / help her husband to commit a rape on another man. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail. However, the official submissions made by the petitioner with respect to the manner in which the offense is said to have been committed is not in dispute. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that charge sheet has already been submitted in this case, the petitioner is directed to be enlarged on bail. However, the petitioner shall not disturb the victim or her family member in any manner whatsoever. If such an occasion arises, it will be open to the victim to take steps for the purposes of cancellation.
Item 2, BA 7607 of 2026.
Billing for Passover for today, Bishop.
Yesterday also it was passed over.
Bishop, senior counsel has to travel to Bangalore because of the operation of his daughter. He was supposed to arrive today, but because of unforeseen circumstances, he cannot come.
When do you want?
Next week, 2 weeks.
Why not 2 years? What is this? He will not be here for 2 weeks.
We don't know, like, Bishop. He's gone for a medical emergency of his daughter, operation which is conducted in Bangalore.
केस तो काउंटर कॉल पर करने के लिए भी नहीं है, हम नहीं करेंगे.
Earlier
केस
we-
फॉर रिजेक्शन,
others का reject भी हुआ.
अदर्स का रिजेक्ट भी हो. बता दीजिएगा किस लिए. The learned counsel for the parties are present. आपका नाम
Krishna Sami.
Ms. Krishna Sagar submits that the arguing counsel, Mr. A.K. Sani,
Yes.
has gone out of station on account of medical emergency. And she seeks adjournment for 2 weeks by way of last indulgence. The learned counsel for the opposite party submits that the bail application of the co-accused has been rejected and the allegations are very serious. However, since the petitioner is seeking adjournment, इनमें से जो बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल्स है
Yes, please.
पिटिशनर का कौन सा सीरियल नंबर
ये बैंक दूसरे अपने रिलेटिव्स के बैंक अकाउंट्स में दिए ट्रांसफर किए हैं. That has come below during investigation. The account number of the related uncle and other relatives have been mentioned.
हाँ तो इन्होंने कौन से अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर किया
इसमें
ये
जो-
नहीं पता चला.
इसमें जो आया है
ये जो पेज नंबर 68 में जो अकाउंट है इतना सारा
ये उनका जो ये दिया हुआ है ना, उसमें डिटेल दिया गया है टोटल अमाउंट कितना का ये हुआ है.
नहीं नहीं ये पेज नंबर 68 दिस लिस्ट ऑफ बैंक अकाउंट्स क्योंकि जिसका रिजेक्ट किया हमको याद है उसमें बैंक अकाउंट नंबर डाल के रिजेक्ट
में इनका बैंक अकाउंट का नंबर तो नहीं लगता है कि है. इसमें जो आया है जो चार्जशीट में
चार्जशीट हो चुका है इनका.
Yes, चार्जशीट
आप केस डायरी अपनी तरफ से खुद से मंगा लीजिए खुद से मंगा लीजिए
आया हुआ
केस आया है केस डायरी. The learned counsel has submitted that the case diary has already been received. Post this case on बताइए मैडम 2nd of September. Yes. 2nd of September by way of last indulgence. The learned counsel for the opposite party shall submit the case diary to this court on 31st of August to the learned party.
I will be submitting
31st को जमा कर दीजिएगा. बाकी आप देख लीजिए जो भी पैराग्राफ आपको रेलेवेंट लग रहा है उसका एक नोट बना के दे दीजिए.
Item 3, BA 7629 of 2026.
Yes,
The higher acknowledgement sentence 64, and the victim has already been examined as PW1 and she has been declared. Yeah.
when is that? उनको दिखाइए. विक्टिम का एज क्या है
58.
बताइए. क्या बोले हाँ ना लाइए. Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner has produced a copy of the evidence of the victim recorded before the court, which has also been perused by the learned counsel for the opposite party state. The learned counsel submits that the victim is 58 years of age and she has turned first time. And has stated that no incident as alleged had happened.
Yes.
Counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner be released on bail. Counsel for the state, though has opposed the prayer for bail, however, there are posted submissions made by the counsel for the petitioner is not dispute. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties, the victim having turned hostile, the petitioner is directed to be enlarged on bail. इसको इसी में लगा दीजिए. Next.
Item 4, BA 7645 of 2026.
Offense under section 103. It is alleged that petitioner's party entered into the house of informant sister and they have committed murder of informant sister. Lordship, informant is not the eyewitness. She heard about the incident through someone.
Charge sheet हो गया.
Charge sheet has been submitted.
The learned counsel for the state is directed to the lady was claimed
Yes,
informant कौन है?
yes,
आप
I am informed now. Earlier we had filed 3 cases. I am the widow. हम लोग एक ही फैमिली के हैं. पहले से हमको बोलते थे डाइन भगाना चाहते थे. लास्ट में हम पहले केस भी किए थे.
just a moment आपको सुनेंगे पहले
हाँ, नहीं,
डॉक्टर
नहीं,
आने दीजिए सीडी आने दीजिए तब से
What I am submitting, in the meantime, copy may be served, so I can file.
you so
So I can file
the learned counsel for the state is directed to seek instructions and file counter affidavit. Let the case diary along with its enclosures be called for from the concerned court. And also the stage of the case. Pose this case on 2nd of September. We got appearance after service sub-research for the petitioner, informant राजा रवि शेखर. यही सब करना पड़ेगा हमको, क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक आदमी अपेयर होता है सीनियर के साथ साथ किसका किसका नाम मेमो ऑफ क्लियरेंस मैटर. इससे हमारा ऑफिस बहुत परेशान है. स्टेट अपना क्लियरेंस कम्युनिकेशन.
Item 5, BA 7649 of 2026.
Under section 103, charge sheet 108 पे हुआ है.
आप कौन है?
अब हस्बैंड है, कोई इंस्टिगेशन का एलिगेशन नहीं है, 11 महीना से कस्टडी में है और 10 में से 6 विटनेस एग्जामिन हो गए हैं, सभी हॉस्टाइल हो.
Informant
हाँ?
informant आई और
आपका ट्रायल चल रहा है. 10 में से 6 एग्जामिन हो चुके हैं, बाकी 4 एग्जामिन करा देते हैं.
4
देखिए, victim
11 महीना 13 महीना हो गया.
और सजा हो गई तो कितना महीना सजा हो?
तो सजा भी तो वो करेंगे.
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं. अभी witnesses informant is yet to be examined. या हो चुके हैं.
इंफॉर्मेंट
नहीं हुए ना. तो informant is an important witness. Heard the learned counsels appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioners submitted that the
टाइम फ्रेम इज ट्रायल कंप्यूटर.
आप देखिए, आपको रिलीफ जरूर मिलेगा. हर बेल रिजेक्शन का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि आपको expeditious trial is also a relief, isn't it? You just wait and see. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since 8/9/2025. The charge has been framed for alleged offence under section 108 of BNS on 2/12/2025, and trial has not yet concluded. The learned counsel submits that the petitioner has been falsely implicated in this case, and there is no material regarding any instigation at the instance of the petitioner. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail. The counsel for the petitioner has also submitted that out of 10 charge sheet witnesses, 6 have already been examined, and all of them have turned hostile. To this, the learned counsel for the state has submitted that the informant of the case has not been examined so far, and The remaining witnesses which are to be examined are informant and other official witnesses. And the trial is progressing. अगली डेट कब तारीख बताइए?
Section
अगला डेट में आपका विटनेस आ जाएगा. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and this court finds that in the impugned order itself, based on the first information report, it has been mentioned that the petitioner and the deceased used to quarrel on petty matters, and the petitioner regularly abused and assaulted the daughter of the informant. And immediately prior to the occurrence, the informant received a call from his daughter, and she told him that scuffle took place in her house and she was scared of it. And ultimately, she was found dead in a matrimonial house. Considering the fact that trial is at advanced stage and informant is yet to be examined, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail. However, the state is directed to ensure that the remaining witnesses are found to produce before the court. कोई FSL है इसमें? The counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to the SP of the concerned district and also to direct the prosecution to ensure compliance. फिर भी witness नहीं आए तब आप आ जाइए. Witness अगर नहीं आए तो आप आ जाइए. SP को शोकस करेंगे कि क्यों witness ने प्रोड्यूस किया, उन पर कंटेम्प्ट भी कर सकते हैं. तब आप टाइम मत मांगिएगा वहाँ unnecessary.
Item 6, BA 7706 of 2026.
Earlier, this petition has been rejected by order dated 30th January 2025. Coordinate bench lawsuit. To take the first from is that out of 15 charged witnesses, 7 has been examined, including the father of the deceased person. And all the witnesses, including uncle, they have clearly deposed on their statement that there is no demand of dowry. And there was a cordial relationship between the husband and wife. Due to some no birth of the child, she was under depression and committed suicide. Section 80 of the BNS is not applied in this case. At max, this is a case of 108. It is admitted that the death in the house, matrimonial house, but there is no indication of any torture, soon demand of any torture with respect to the demand of the audience. And the father of the deceased has been examined as a PW3, and he has clearly stated on her cross-examination that कि 15 अगस्त को मेरी बेटी दामाद मेरे घर आए थे, शाम में वापस घर चले गए. फिर 16 अगस्त को पुनः दोनों मेरे घर में आए, खाना खाए, वापस चले गए. मेरे बेटी दामाद के बीच लड़ाई कुछ लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं था, दोनों प्यार से रहते थे. मेरी बेटी मेरे दामाद के खिलाफ कभी कोई शिकायत नहीं की. It is come in the deposition and also reason behind why she was upset कि अगस्त में 31 अगस्त में मेरा दामाद परमानंद ने मेरी छोटी बेटी जमुनी को फोन करके कहा था कि तेरे मम्मी पापा को बोल देना कि तेरी दीदी को मार के टांग दिया. परमानंद मेरी पत्नी को फोन नहीं किया क्योंकि वो हम दोनों के पास फोन नहीं पकड़े. फर्दर स्टेटेड मेरी बेटी फोन कर कभी हमें परमानंद के खिलाफ शिकायत नहीं की. मेरे दामाद मुझे डराता था और मुझसे डरता था.
नहीं किया था का क्या मतलब? किसको फोन नहीं किया?
एलिगेशन है कि बाद में हम फोन करके बोल दिए उन लोगों कि हम
किसको फोन?
sister
examine होगी.
One of the sister has been examined, but main Jamuni has not been examined till now. But basic ingredients in this case also demand of dowry is not there.
Or the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the bail application of the petitioner was rejected earlier on 31/2025 in PA number 735 of 2025. The petitioner is facing, he submits that out of
15.
15 witnesses, 7 witnesses have already been examined, including the father of the deceased
Father and uncle.
and
Auntie.
uncle of the deceased. And he further submits that,
One of the sister has also been examined.
and one of the sister of the deceased has also been examined. And they have stated that they have not made any allegation regarding any demand of the demand.
It is also coming in
Just a
deposition that
moment. The learned counsel further submits that it has come in the deposition that the deceased was suffering from depression as she did not have any child. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since 2/8/2024. Maybe because he happens to be the husband of the deceased. The learned counsel for the petitioner has further submitted that it is alleged that the petitioner had called up one of the sisters of the deceased and told her that he has committed murder of the deceased and hanged the dead body. The learned counsel submits that the postmortem report does not support the state allegation. Yeah.
it has come in the deposition also, not in a file.
The learned counsel has also submitted that the petitioner has been falsely indicated in this case and he has no role in the death of the deceased.
One submission also, section 80 is not attractive.
The learned counsel has submitted that since there is no demand of dowry, section 80 within bracket 2 of BNS is not attractive. However, it is not in dispute that the deceased died in matrimonial home under unnatural circumstances. The
Postmortem report, there's only one injury is found, that is hanging on the neck, ligature mark in the neck. There is no other injury
The
on the body.
learned counsel has submitted that in the postmortem report, apart from the injury regarding hanging, no other injury has been found.
Mentioning for it.
The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail and has submitted that out of 15 witnesses, 7 have been examined as per the improved order, which is dated 10/7/2026, and material witnesses are yet to be examined, including the family members of the deceased. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that the trial is going on and material witnesses are yet to be examined, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail at this stage. However, the state is directed to ensure that the remaining witnesses are promptly produced before the court. Counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to the director of prosecution and to the SP of the concerned district to ensure compliance. Witness नहीं आया था आज.
Item 7, BS 7830 of 2026.
For what?
Or it may be listed tomorrow, Your Lordship. My senior has to oppose in this case, Your Lordship.
Who is your senior?
Mr. Shalis knows.
See, for the purposes of opposing a bail application, how do you pray for an adjournment? Only to oppose.
Your Lordship. Or its case study will be called for, Your Lordship.
Post office, I think. Upon
I'm petition number 1 is father-in-law and petition number 2 is brother-in-law, madam. In this case, charge sheet has been submitted and for charge it has been kept for tomorrow, madam. कल चार्ज के लिए रखा हुआ है.
आपको भी टाइम चाहिए. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that petitioner number 1 is the father-in-law and petitioner number 2 is the brother-in-law of the deceased. He submits that tomorrow the matter is fixed for framing charge. Counsel for the information. नाम बताइए. अर्पिता सिन्हा. आपका नाम क्या है?
दीपक साहू.
Deepak Sahu for the petition. Prays that the matter be posted next week. Post this case on next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Post this case on 31st of August. Let the case diary along with its enclosure be called for from the concerned court. And also the order framing charge.
In this case, Nisela has been preserved, madam.
And the learned counsel for the state is directed to seek instructions and produce the FSL report. In seal.
From the list, item 1 wrongly listed. For orders item 2, BS 4700 of 2026.
Here the petitioner has granted provisional bail on 1/7/26 and is in last order. This petitioner was directed to file supplementary affidavit that I have filed, madam. The state has also filed the counter that they are living together.
Are you for the informant?
Earlier, they are living together.
Do you have any objection for bail?
No, there is no some condition available, the senior keep your full dignity. Girl is also here.
She is the informant and the victim of the case.
Yes. There are other victims also, but see you are not.
Main victim यही grievous injury किसको?
नहीं, इसके बड़ी माँ लेकिन matrimonial arise dispute is arising out of matrimonial dispute.
साथ में रह रहे हैं दोनों.
बचाने आए तो लड़ाई झगड़ा हो. charge sheet cover. The learned counsel for the parties are present. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since 17/4/26. Charge sheet has been submitted. Charge sheet has been submitted. He further submits that the petitioner was enlarged on that on the last day, that is on 1/7/2026, a submission was made that the petitioner was ready to keep his wife with full dignity, and if released on bail, he shall also go to his wife for her burial. He submits that on this submission, provisional bail was granted till 21st of August 2026. The learned counsel submits that a supplementary affidavit has been filed, and petitioner is keeping his wife, who is the victim, one of the victim of the case, with full dignity, and undertakes to continue to keep her with full dignity. The learned counsel for the informant, who is the wife of the petitioner, has also supported the aforesaid submissions. He submits that it would be suffice if any observation is made that the petitioner would continue to keep his wife with full dignity. He submits that he has no objection so far as prayer for bail is concerned. कोई मरा नहीं है ना?
नहीं 6/6/26/50.
The learned counsel for the state has submitted that charge sheet having been submitted, if the informant has no objection for prayer for bail, he has nothing to say. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that the victim, that the wife of the petitioner is living peacefully with the petitioner, and the informant wife has no objection for the prayer for bail, charge sheet has already been submitted. The provisional bail granted to the petitioner by order dated 1/7/2026 is hereby confirmed. Same bailers on the same bailers who have furnished the bail. With the further condition that the petitioner, in case the petitioner does not keep, with the condition that petitioner would keep the informant of the case with full dignity and shall not disturb the other victims and their family members involved in this case. ठीक है?
रखिए भाई बात साफ.
Informant की तरफ से आप लोग बहस करते तो बहस कर नहीं पाते.
तो वही गया.
थोड़ा सा प्रेशर लगता है कि वो ठीक से रखेगा, उसका प्रेशर.
In case of violation of the violation of this term, it will be open to the informant of the case to seek appropriate relief from the court.
Item 3, BA file number 18614 of 2026.
So you want to withdraw this case?
If it may, I just request maybe they would maybe convert it.
No, you need fresh wakalatnama also. I will return you the certified copy. Have you filed a certified copy?
This has come from the legal aid. It's
Filing number BA 18614 of 26. An objection has been raised from the office with regard to maintainability of the bail application. As the impugned order has been passed by the children's court. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that she may be permitted to convert this bail application into criminal appeal. The learned counsel for the state has no objection to the prayer made. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties, this bail application is not maintainable. The counsel for the appellant is permitted to convert this bail application into criminal appeal by making necessary changes in the memo of appeal and also file grounds for challenging the impugned order. Upon doing the needful, the stamp reporter, the matter be placed before the stamp reporter for further stamp reporting and be placed before appropriate court as proposed. Convert अभी थोड़ी करेंगे इनको तो sign की जरूरत नहीं.
For press filing item 4, BA 7717 of 2026.
The unit being registered in this section 376. Three from handed 5 and 5 and 6 with this public section information to the right, so far the petition is concerned. I am reading the FIR. वर्ष 22 में गोवा में जॉब करती थी. गोवा में जॉब छूटने के कारण दोस्त की बोले पर उसी समय जॉब होने के सिलसिले से देहरादून गए थे. देहरादून में उसी समय सफर रही प्रेजेंट पिटीशन पिता सभी रवि ग्राम नरपत नगर रामपुर उत्तर प्रदेश वर्तमान निवासी चंदन नगर देहरादून से मुलाकात हुई तथा सफर रवि से फोन पर बात होने लगा और फोन पर उसने मुझे शादी करने का वादा किया. तो मैं सफर रवि के बुलाने पर केरल उसके पास चली गई जहाँ मुझे केरल से मेरा के रूम में लेकर गया. वहीं पर सफर रवि के साथ रहने लगी जहाँ उन्होंने मेरी इच्छा के लिए शारीरिक संबंध बनाया तथा गंदा गंदा फोटो और वीडियो बना लिया. मुझे लगा कि सफर रवि बाद में मुझे शादी करेगा इसलिए मैं मना नहीं कर पाया. उस दिनों तक अच्छे से रहने के बाद भी शादी के लिए बोलती तो मेरे साथ मारपीट करता था. जब उसका मन भर गया तो मुझे पकड़ी तो मारपीट करनी और भगाने का धमकी देने कि तुम यहाँ से चली गई. जान से मारने की धमकी दिया तो डर से अपने घर पपुलिया आ गई. घर आने के बाद कुछ दिनों में सफर रवि ने मुझे मोबाइल नंबर लिखने से फोन कर मुझसे माफी मांगी कि तुम यहाँ चली आओ मैं तुम्हें अच्छा से रखूंगा. मैं सफर रवि के पास चली गई. वहाँ जाने के बाद कुछ दिन अच्छा रहने के बाद फिर मारपीट करना शुरू कर दिया. इस प्रकार कई बार मारा जाना लगा था. उसके बाद मुझे पता चला कि सफर रवि शादीशुदा है तो हमारे बीच काफी लड़ाई झगड़ा हुआ और दिन मारपीट भी.
आप शादीशुदा हैं?
Yes, madam.
आप शादीशुदा हैं?
So far, communication and finance concerned, madam.
Are you married or not married?
यहाँ तो लिखा हुआ है कि मैडम ये
क्या स्टेज है किसका?
स्टेज ये है कि out of 7 witnesses 4 has been examined and his
कंसेंट बाय क्लाउड। शादीशुदा आदमी इस तरह से करेगा तो एकदम 69 अट्रैक्टिव हो जाएगा। For the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties, the counsel for the petitioner submits that. Hold on. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since
18/1/2025.
18/1/2025 and has been falsely implicated in this case. He submits that the perusal of the FIR would reveal that there was sufficient consent between the petitioner and the victim. And the case was filed when the petitioner ultimately, and the case was filed after the victim came to know that the petitioner was already married. The learned counsel for the petitioner upon it has further submitted that out of 7 charge sheet witnesses, 4 have already been examined. Next date. Next date.
I have received the case diagram. There is witnesses also put and seizure of pen drive is also there is.
The learned counsel for the state, while opposing the pair, has referred to the case diary and has submitted that the obscene video has also been recovered
As a pen drive.
and kept in pen drive. And the learned counsel has further submitted that the victim
And 164 statement.
victim had supported the allegation under section 164 of CRPC and was taken and she had initially gone to Gurgaon and then went to Kerala and then went to Gurgaon and then went to Kerala and after and the petitioner established physical relationship with the victim and later on she came to know that the petitioner was already married. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that there are serious allegations against the petitioner in the FIR itself and pen drive with obscene video, etc. has already been collected during investigation. And the petitioner was already married. It was not disclosed to the victim earlier. And the trial is at advanced stage. This court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail. However, the state is directed to ensure that the remaining witnesses are promptly produced before the court. The counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to the director of prosecution and to the SP of the concerned district.
Item 5, DA.18.08.2026.
Offenses under section 304B, 201, and 304 DPF, earlier rejected. That is at annexure 1.
Yeah, checking up. What do you want? What is the stage?
Stage leadership, 5 witnesses have been examined out of 9, but the last witness that was examined was in February 2006. So in the last 6 months leadership, no witnesses have been examined. Further leadership, the custody has now become more than 3 years, 9 months. It's almost 4 leadership. He's in custody since 10th of November 2022.
7/6/23 charge was framed.
Leadership.
I'm coming up.
Five will be examined.
Or the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is the husband of the deceased and his bail application was rejected earlier on 25/11/2024 in DA number 9705 of 2024. The learned counsel submits that the petitioner is in custody since 10/11/2022. The charge was framed on 7/6/2023. Out of 9 witnesses, 5 have been examined, but last witness was examined in the month of February
6 witnesses.
on 6/2/2026, and thereafter the remaining witnesses are not coming up. The remaining witnesses are mainly the official witnesses.
The informant and the main witnesses have been examined. Informant and the assistant.
Baki कौन है? Remaining कौन है? The learned counsel has submitted that the remaining witnesses might be the official witnesses.
Might.
The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail and has submitted that there is direct and specific allegation against the petitioner and the details have been mentioned in paragraph 4 of the review order itself. It submits that the body of the deceased was found burnt in a nude condition. And there is an allegation of demand of dowry against the petitioner. And he submits that under such circumstances, the petitioner may not be enlarged on bail. He has also submitted that the state shall make all endeavor to ensure that the remaining witnesses are produced. Next date, but
That is 9 September 2026.
at this, the learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the next date in the trial is on 9th of September 2026. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the seriousness of allegation and the fact that the bail application of the petitioner was rejected earlier, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail. However, there can be no excuse on the part of the state not to produce the witnesses and keep the petitioner in custody. In such circumstances, the state is directed to ensure that the remaining witnesses are produced. The next date in the promptly produced before the court, the next date as indicated by the counsel for the petitioner is on 9th of September. The counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to the Director of Execution and also to the SP of the concerned district to ensure compliance. If they do not come for a few days, if they do not come for a few days,
It is only one more submission may be required in litigation that EW3 and EW4 who were the villagers of the litigation. They have stated that just before the commission of crime I was
have you annexed the evidence?
litigation. I have got the evidence and
Then we cannot really appreciate the evidence at this
I've
time.
written the grounds I've written in my petition that they have stated that I was there in Jagran. However, I have read
But therein,
the Jagran was going on in the village leadership and
the learned counsel for the
I was
petitioner has
there, but
submitted
I was
that
subsequently not.
some of the witnesses have stated that at the time of occurrence, the petitioner was
Spotted
not present
late.
at the place of occurrence.
Okay.
Item 6, DT.18.08.2026.
May I please, the offense has been registered under main section universal. 307 B
307,
380. Yes, sir.
380 also.
Yes, sir. 380 and 354 B also. Is main section universal.
क्या चाहिए आपको?
One of the villager University Anthony Tutu, they made a rumor against the Sahibjan Tutu and University the Subhasan Tutu. They are committed murder of the Maheswar Tutu. That rumor has been made by the Anthony Tutu. Thereafter, the villagers are assembled University, and thereafter some villagers are made the occurrence of with the victims and their husbands. In this case, the charge sheet has been submitted, and thereafter committed the case to court of session. It is additional custody since custody since
Case 21 का.
2/6/26 का custody and the 30 delay of the lodging of fire 37 days.
Case to 21 का.
Yes, yes.
आपका कोई antecedent वगैरह है?
There
कहाँ
is
पे आप 21
no
से?
criminal antecedent here.
Where were you?
I am the villager son.
Are you a named accused?
Yes, I am the named accused. There is no criminal antecedent. It mentioned para 5 years. And several co-accused has been granted bail as well as the anticipatory bail also by the coordinate bench.
How are you related to the deceased? You are just a co-villager. How are you related to the deceased?
इसमें कोई डिसीज नहीं है. रूमर फैलाया गया है जिस लोग को मार दिया गया है. जिनको मारा है इस वजह से विलेजर असेंबल हुए.
अच्छा. 307 का केस.
यस यस.
अच्छा.
कोई इंजरी नहीं है तो इसमें कोई इंजरी भी नहीं लगाया हुआ. एंटिसिपेटरी एंड रेगुलर आल्सो ग्रांटेड बाय कोऑर्डिनेट बेंच.
Nude करके परेड कराया.
Yes, yes. It is alleged.
That's right. Yes,
There
what is
there
this?
is no video, there is no. That is only for alleged.
Eyewitness सब होंगे ना. वीडियो का क्या जरूरत?
Eyewitnesses भी नहीं है. कोई नहीं बता रहा. 37 days delay of the lodging of fire.
Yes, what is?
Due to the land dispute, हम लोग उस पंचायती में थे.
Later 2021 my lord. No time is found.
He was declared absconded.
No.
21 का है वो अभी जो कर रहे हैं. नाम डेट.
अभी ट्रायल चल रहा है. अभी तो ट्रायल चालू है.
सेशन कमिंग टू चार्ज पे है.
आप देखिए 2021 का केस है. एक को बेल दिए थे, उसको पर्सनल अपीयरेंस के लिए बोले थे हर इंटेक में आप गया.
और एक को लेडी के चलते हुए प्रेग्नेंट लेडी के उसके चलते हुआ है.
Sorry?
कोऑर्डिनेट बेंच से हुआ है. प्रेग्नेंट लेडी थी उसको हुआ है.
नहीं और भी बहुतों को बेल हुआ है.
एंटिसिपेटरी भी हुआ.
नहीं इनको भी हुआ है. जस्ट न्यूमरस पर्संस हैव बीन इनलार्ज्ड ऑन बेल.
14 बेल फाइल की तो उसमें से चारों
एक मुंशी मरांडी को भी हुआ है. आप ही तो कराए थे.
यस सर.
बढ़िया. सेम ऑर्डर का.
जो पर्सनल अपीयरेंस में सिर्फ मेडिकल इमरजेंसी के लिए किसी को छोड़ दिया जाए.
क्या इमरजेंसी? मेडिकल इमरजेंसी है तो जेल में आपका बढ़िया ट्रीटमेंट हो.
कभी इफ एनी द
देखिए
मेडिकल
2021 का केस 4 साल तक आप गायब थे. अब तो विटनेस आना भी मुश्किल होगा. इतना आसान नहीं है. Co-villager is absconding. This is not done. You are named accused in that trial.
each and every that I will appear, but in medical emergency, exception to medical emergency.
यहाँ आना पड़ेगा उसके लिए modification. Document लगा. VA number 7722 of 2026. Heard the learned counsel appealing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner has been made accused and named in the FIR, although there is no specific allegation against the petitioner. He submits that the petitioner is in custody since 2/6/2026.
2/6/26.
And there are land dispute amongst the parties, and there is a delay of 37 days in lodging the FIR. The learned counsel further submits that the bail application of numerous co-accused have been granted by this court, and some of them have also been granted anticipatory bail. He further submits that the case is at the stage of trial. Charge frame हो चुका है?
No, Your Worship. On the point of charge, it is mentioned.
The case is at the stage of framing of charge, as is mentioned in the improved order dated 24/7/2026. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail and has submitted that the FIR is of 7/4/2021, and the petitioner has avoided arrest for quite some time. And the allegation is that the female family members of the informant, including the informant, were made to parade nude in front of public. However, the fact that the other submissions made by the counsel for the petitioner are not in dispute. To this, the counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner may be enlarged on bail. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that other co-accused persons have been enlarged on bail, including one Munshi Marandi, who has been enlarged on bail on BA number 6629 of 2026 by the order dated 27/7/2026, who was taken into custody on 3/5/2026. The petitioner is also directed to be enlarged on bail. Same condition लगा दीजिए. इसमें जो है BA number 6629 of 26, ये सौरभ का टाइप किया हुआ है.
Item 7 BA 7726 of 2026.
Yesterday I have received an instruction. Easy under section 69.
आप कौन इंफॉर्मेट
State.
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के लिए तो कोई ऑर्डर नहीं, ऑर्डर तो नहीं है कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट.
पहली बार
हो सकता है बिना काउंटर के अलाउ कर दे चाहे रिजेक्ट कर.
नहीं तो ये रिजेक्ट लाइक है.
रिजेक्ट लाइक नहीं है.
पूरा रिजेक्ट. तो इसमें डोमेस्टिक हेल्पर थी, इसको पूरा प्रेग्नेंट हुई, स्पॉन्डर भी था, बीच में फिर अभी सरेंडर किया.
स्पॉन्डर भी थे.
बीच में स्पॉन्डर भी था, फिर मैंने सरेंडर किया. स्पॉन्डर
केस तो 28/2/26 का ही है. अब स्पॉन्डर कहाँ से?
28/2/26 का केस है.
अभी अब स्पॉन्डर कहाँ से दिख रहा है? एडीए भी फाइल किए थे 25/6/26 से कस्टडी में. क्या हुआ, 50 शीट हो गया? कब हुआ चार्जशीट?
हम एक बार पता कर लेते हैं, चार्जशीट से आप
चार्जशीट नहीं होने से क्या है?
हाँ चार्जशीट हो गया। धारा 51 में ही आया है। इस कांड के प्राथमिक की अभी जो ही सोनी पिता सत्य थाने में उपलब्ध अभियोग की जांच करा पाए कि कांड के अलावा चार्जशीट जगह पर
नहीं आपका कुछ है as per the case ID it appears that the petitioner after issuance of process of NBW and process of proclamation for person absconding surrendered himself and remanded on 25/6/2026.
तो मेरे पास
आपकी इम्प्यूट ऑर्डर नहीं देखे हैं क्या?
ये उसमें देखे
गलत लिखा है क्या?
गलत नहीं लिखा है, देखे तो उस समय एंटीसिपेटरी में फाइल की
कोई बात
एंटीसिपेटरी में रिजेक्ट हुआ फिर हम कोर्ट पे आते हैं।
I do not know but it is mentioned over here.
I myself surrendered before that.
Might have but ये सब जो लिखे हैं तो गलत लिखे हैं क्या?
नहीं गलत नहीं लिखे, ये भी बोल रहे हैं गलत नहीं बोल।
इसलिए ऐसा मत बोलिए। नॉर्मली इतना शॉर्ट टाइम में नहीं होता है ना? डोमेस्टिक हेल्प के साथ
डोमेस्टिक हेल्प नॉट बाय डोमेस्टिक
Who's domestic?
एलिगेशन है कि मेरे फादर के यहाँ काम करती थी, हम वहाँ पे थे, दोनों के बीच में एक रिलेशन डेवलप हुआ और कंटिन्यू हुआ सेवरल मंथ्स तक। लड़की तमिलनाडु चली गई, तमिलनाडु से आने के बाद बोलती है कि प्रेग्नेंट। ये डायरी में किया।
Counsel for the petition submits that charge sheet has been submitted.
चार्जशीट का तो डायरी में नहीं होगी। चार्जशीट सबमिट हुआ है डायरी में नहीं।
तो पता कर लेते हैं, अभी देख
क्या
लेते
पता
हैं
करना है?
चार्जशीट हुआ है कि नहीं देख लेते हैं, पता कर लेते हैं। लेकिन 26 है ना,
आप बताइए अभी पता करके पास ओवर करते हैं। चार्ज शीट नहीं हुआ तो हम भेजने देंगे।
Item 8, BA 7729 of 2026.
Custody report.
And recently custody 7/3/2026.
Sorry?
7/3/2026.
Charge sheet submitted.
Yes, charges
Under
submitted
which
and the CDM has also taken cognizance to this company.
Under which section?
So for allegation.
Under which section? Cognizance under which section? 64(1) BA, 333 BA, 7662.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. So for allegation party person, while the
Yes.
while the victim while preparing food roti, this petitioner entered into the house of the victim and he tried to attempt rape roti.
Not rape, many things. Not only rape, there are many things. Isn't it? Many nasty allegations are also there. She has supported you under 183 also. For the learned counsels appearing on behalf of the parties, the learned counsel for the petition submits that the petition has been falsely indicated in this case. And is in custody since 7/3/2026. Charge sheet has been submitted under section 53, 64 within bracket 1, 62 and 76 of BNS. And cognizance has been taken on 14/5/2026. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail and has submitted that there is direct and specific allegation against the petitioner that he trespassed into the house of the victim, attempted to commit rape upon her, assaulted her by strangulation and biting her, tore her clothes and outraged her modesty by touching her private parts.
So for concern of the assault roti, no injury was found.
The learned counsel submits that it has been mentioned in the impugn order itself that the victim has supported the allegation even under section 183 of BNSS. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the direct and specific allegation made against the petitioner, which has been lodged by the victim herself. This court is not inclined to enlarge the petition on being instructed. Victim examination के बारे में. Let us see the examination.
Item 9, PA 7734 of 2026.
Yes.
This is the prayer for regular bail. Offences arranged under sections 80.
80.
80,
Dowry debt.
yes. Which it is 80 bracket 2, read with section 3 bracket 5 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. The marriage had taken place on 11/6/2023. And after nearly 2 years of peaceful marriage, the lady herself committed suicide in the bathroom. Subsequent to that, the present first information report has been launched, alleging against all the family members of the present case. The only point for this honorable court to consider is that there is no injury of any manner whatsoever on the person of the deceased. And in the post-mortem report also, it has been clearly stated that about noted ligature mark is antemortem in nature caused by ligature material which is not provided. That was due to asphyxia as a result of hanging. They lived peacefully for 2 years. Subsequent to that, the lady went many times to her father's place. On the alleged date of occurrence also, in the morning she had taken tea, but she did not come to the domestic activities of the family. And subsequently, when the persons went outside, she committed suicide in the bathroom. He is already in jail custody, Your Lordship, since we have stated. And charge sheet has already been submitted, charges have been framed 16/7/2025.
That is the FIR date.
Yes,
He's in custody from the same day.
from the same date. He surrendered, but
behalf
it
of
is
the
said
parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is the husband of the deceased and the marriage was solemnized on 11/6/23 and she committed suicide in the bathroom in matrimonial home on 16/7/2025. The learned counsel submits that there was peaceful marriage and the petitioner and his wife used to go to the parental house of the victim from deceased from time to time. The learned counsel submits that no injury has been found on the body of the deceased except the mark regarding commission of suicide. She died of hanging. The learned counsel has further submitted that there is general and omnibus allegation against all the family members of the accused on the petitioner. The learned counsel has further submitted that the case is at the stage of trial and there are only 4 charge sheet witnesses. उसके बाद कोई witness examined नहीं. 27/4/26 के बाद he submits that no witness has been examined, although as per the improved order, summons to PWs were issued as back as on 26/2/2026. The learned counsel for the state as opposed to pay for bail. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties, and this court finds that the deceased died in a matrimonial home under unnatural condition immediately after 2 years of marriage, and there is allegation of demand of dowry and assault. It has also come that on 14/7/2025, at 12 hours, the sister of the informant, that is the deceased, informed him on phone that if they did not fulfill the demand of money and vehicle, she would be killed. And when they tried to arrange for the same, but on 16/7/25, they were informed that the deceased had fallen in bathroom and became serious. And ultimately she died. Considering the nature of allegation and also the fact that there is demand of dowry, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petition on bail. However, there can be no excuse for non-production of witnesses before the court, and the state cannot detain anybody in jail and simultaneously not produce the witnesses. The state is directed to ensure that any next date, any idea? Do you have any idea about the next date? The state is directed to ensure that the witnesses are promptly produced before the court. If there is any FSL report to be obtained from the authority, the same be also forwarded to the court concerned. The counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to the SP of the concerned district and also to the director of prosecution to ensure compliance. 4 witness है कि क्या कर रहे हैं आप? हाँ? एक आयु, एक डॉक्टर, एक इन्फॉर्मेंट, 3 तो यही है. ये क्या है? What is this? 4 witness नहीं हैंडल होता आप लोग से.
12/5/26 को डेट फिक्स था.
उसके बाद क्या? फरवरी में समन हुआ है. चलिए फॉलो.
Item 10, DA.18.08.2026. of 2026.
On 14/7/2025, it is stated in the first information report that there was a phone call. And we have categorically stated in our
That's
petition
right, sir.
that there was no
I have
phone call on
written
that.
enough for a bail order, whatever is there. I have stated enough. Yes, petitioner. Who is there? Trial is on. Passover. आज पासओवर नहीं हो पाएगा. आपका चॉइस से नहीं होगा. टाइम पासओवर मांगे, आज तो हो ही नहीं पाएगा. Petitioner prays for Passover post tomorrow.
Item 11, 7743 of 2026.
But the FIR has been lodged initially under section 85, 82 and 35 of BNS. But after investigation, the charge sheet has been submitted under section 108 of BNS.
Charge frame?
Charge frame.
This section.
108.
What is the date of framing charge? What is the date of framing charge?
The date of framing charge is 29/5/2026. It's in the para 7.
Who are you?
I'm the husband. On the date of the death of the deceased, I was in Mumbai, and on the very next day, I traveled from Mumbai to Ranchi via airline, and my air ticket has been annexed in annexure to. I've been in custody since.
What is the date of the incident?
That's 24/2/2026, and I've traveled on 25/1/2023 early morning flight as well.
And when did you go? When did you go to Mumbai?
I have been working in Mumbai since 2024. I haven't brought that on record.
You returned from Mumbai on 25th. When did you go? To
I didn't
Mumbai?
go, I have been arrested.
When did you go over there?
I was in Mumbai since 2024.
That's right, but your home is in Jharkhand.
Jharkhand.
So you must be coming and going from Mumbai to Jharkhand.
Last
When did
date-
you go?
Last date of
Last date of travel, you have not put it on record. Is there any allegation of dowry?
there is an allegation. Earlier, there has been a compromise also in year 2020,
Okay.
whereby both parties have settled it and compromise bond was signed.
There was an allegation of dowry
There was allegation.
and then it was settled.
It was settled. That is way back in 2020.
Okay, what is the date of marriage?
That date of marriage is not available, but it's in year 2019.
2019.
19.
Still within 7 years. What is the date of compromise?
2020. The date of compromise is 28
August.
2020.
28, 20. A bond was filed, right?
And there are two issues from the marriage. One is
आगे मेरी बेटी के साथ मारपीट नहीं करेगी
नहीं कर-
और दोनों बच्चों को साथ में प्रेम पूर्वक रखेंगे। उसके बाद क्या?
उसके बाद they were living peacefully. And
इसके
then-
बावजूद they did not abide by it, demanded dowry and continued to torture her. That is the allegation. And on 24/1/26,
The allegation specifically says that दिनांक 24/1/26 को आरोपी पति तथा उसकी मां द्वारा दहेज की मांग को लेकर झगड़ा तथा पूरे घर वाले मिलकर मारपीट के मेरी बेटी का हत्या कर दी गई थी तथा कुएं में ढकेल दिया गया. Yes,
she committed suicide.
But she committed suicide.
That's right. There is no. So the point is, when there is no assault, it becomes immaterial whether you are present in the house or you are not present in the house. When there is assault, I can understand that you were away. But when there is no assault, wherever you are, it makes no difference.
Alibi can be seen through the fact that
Alibi for suicide, alibi नहीं देखेंगे ना. If there is a physical assault, तब alibi is the point.
I was present in the very next day of the event happened and I was there. I took the early morning flight. I'm a family man and
आप कब गए नहीं पता.
the marriage was very peaceful. And there
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Earlier record was
After 2020, it was peaceful and there are two issues from the marriage.
issue हो जाने से marriage peaceful नहीं हो जाता.
For last 6 years, there was no issue at all and she hasn't complained about it.
DA number 7743 of 2026. You see, the Supreme Court has taken very strict view on channel 4 matters. Some of the bail granted has been cancelled also by government. So we have to take care. And these are very serious offences. DA number 7743 of 2026. Or the learned counsel is appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that on the face of the FIR, it appears that the petitioner and the deceased had some dispute in connection with demand of dowry and torture, but a bond was entered into between both parties on 20th of August 2020 that there would be no further demand of dowry or torture and they would live happily. He submits that 2 children are also born out of wedlock. The marriage was solemnized in the year 2019 and the wife of the petitioner was found dead in matrimonial home on 24/1/2026. The learned counsel submits that On 25/1/2026, the petitioner had traveled from Mumbai to Ranchi, and the boarding pass has been annexed along with the bail application. But nothing has been mentioned as to when the petitioner had gone to Mumbai. The learned counsel has submitted that no injury was found in the body, and charge has been framed for alleged offence under section 108 of BNS. The deceased committed suicide, and the case is at the stage of trial. The petitioner has been falsely implicated in this case. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the bail for bail and has submitted that in the FIR it has been mentioned that even after executing bond on 20th of August 2020, the accused persons did not abide by the bond and demanded dowry and tortured the deceased. And apparently, the deceased died under unnatural condition, and her body was recovered from a well. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that there is allegation of demand of dowry and the deceased died under unnatural condition, the petitioner is the husband of the deceased. Under such circumstances, this court is not inclined to endorse a petitioner on bail. Hence,
Item 12, DT.18.08.2026 of 2026.
My case registered initially under section 103, supplement 1 and 305 of BNS. Later on, charge sheet has been submitted under section 103, 305, 320, 332, and 61 of BNS. So far as the reason is concerned, Your Honor, the informant has stated that her auntie, Your Honor, she was living in an apartment, Your Honor, and she was unable to move here and there, and her relatives, Your Honor, they were supplying food to the deceased, Your Honor. On the day of occurrence, Your Honor, the informant went to the house, Your Honor. She found that the door was unlocked, Your Honor, and when she went inside, she found that she was unconscious on the floor.
the state is directed to serve notice on the informant of the case and file a complaint on minutes. Who is for the state? Charge has been framed, right?
Charge,
Let
I think that charge in because they have been
Let
granted.
the case ID along with its enclosures.
Saloni Guru, BA number 3111.
Let the case ID along with the enclosures be called for from the concerned court. Owes this case on 2nd of September. Since the counsel for the state is absent,
Some sort date possible manner.
2 तारीख को रखेंगे। बहुत शॉर्ट ही है, ऐसा कोई लंबा डेट नहीं है। काउंटर फाइल करने में भी टाइम लगता है। Since the counsel for the state is absent, let a copy of the order be communicated to the office of learned advocate general for compliance.
Item 30, DT.18.08.2026 of 2026.
अपना appearance दीजिए प्लीज। क्या नाम है आपका? विनोद कुमार सिंह।
There is a dispute of friendly loan of rupees 5,000. Is the petitioner?
फ्रेंडली लोन का बेल यहाँ कहाँ आ जाएगा?
No, वो नहीं करेगा। उसको लेकर के झगड़ा हुआ, thereafter she has filed the present case on under section 162, 127, 333, 1152, 1091, 74, and 75, 76, 303 of BNS. Of by alleging the outraging of modesty and assault on the FIR is at page 13.
FIR for this. Yes.
सविनय मध्ये पुन्हा पूर्व कहना यह है कि मैं सविता हासदा और 35 वर्ष 30 वर्ष आदिवासी टोला थाना गोविंदपुर जिला झारखंड का निवासी हूँ। मेरी बेटी की मृत्यु के बाद मैं एक महिला हूँ और मेरा एक बेटा है। मैं अपने बच्चे किसी तरीके से कर रहा हूँ। आज दिनांक 12/5/20 को समय लगभग 7:45 बजे सुबह मेरा घर का जो चदरा का दरवाजा तोड़कर गांव का ही विजयपुरी जिसकी कृष्ण प्रसादपुरी पिता सुपुत्री सब पसंद थाना गोविंदपुर जिला धनबाद में घर में घुसकर अंदर से बाएं से लकड़ी से दरवाजा को बंद करके मेरा हाथ पकड़कर जमीन पर लेटा दिया और मेरा इधर से खेलने का प्रयास कर रहे थे। उसी क्रम में जोर जोर से
कोई इंजरी है इनको?
हाँ
कोई इंजरी है इनको?
मतलब एक सिंपल
She has been medically examined.
नो सिंपल इंजरी आया है। चार्जशीट has been submitted in this case and
चार्जशीट कब हुआ?
चार्जशीट पर 9/6/26 को petitioner has no criminal antecedent that I have stated here.
Education direct.
Sorry.
Education direct.
Allegation direct है and attempt उसके बाद ultimately तो भाग गया. He was not apprehended on the spot also. Were you apprehended on the spot?
No. 5,000 रुपया को दिन का झगड़ा था देर आफ्टर प्रेजेंट केस।
Or the learned counsel is appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner summons that. As per the allegation, the petitioner had entered into the petitioner entered, broke open the door and entered into the house of the lady and tried to outrage her modesty. But when she raised alarm, the petitioner ran away. The learned counsel submits that. The charge sheet has been submitted for offense under section 74, 75 and 76 of BNS. He further submits that there has been a dispute regarding some loan between the petitioner and the
informant.
The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail and has submitted that the petitioner is a named accused in this case. To this, the learned counsel for the petitioner has also submitted that the petitioner has not been apprehended on this matter. Although the neighbor, as per the FIR, the neighbor came to the place of offense. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that the case is of attempt to outrage the modesty of the lady and charge sheet has already been submitted. Any antecedent?
No criminal antecedent. I have stated
the petitioner states that he has no criminal antecedent. And the petitioner has no criminal antecedent. The petitioner is directed to be enlarged on bail, subject to the condition that the petitioner shall not disturb the victim and her family member in any manner whatsoever. If the petitioner disturbs the victim, it will be open to the victim or her family members, it will be open to the victim to approach the learned trial court for cancellation of bail of the petitioner. The trial court shall verify the criminal antecedent report, criminal antecedent of the petitioner by calling for the report from the state, and if any criminal antecedent is found, the petitioner shall not be released. काउंटर नहीं है ना, आप जो बोले लिखा है.
Item 14, DA 7757 of 2026.
This is the case of cybercrime, which first time the matter is listed. In this case, charge sheet already been submitted. Custody 16,556.
No antecedent.
No antecedent.
The learned counsel for the petition says that charge sheet has already been submitted. The matter relates to cybercrime. The counsel for the state is directed to file a counter affidavit and also indicate the criminal antecedent of the petition. पंकज कल आपके ऑर्डर में क्रिमिनल एंटीसीडेंट साइबर ऑफेंस
साइबर ऑफेंस नहीं बोले थे तो हम नॉर्मल किए थे साइबर ऑफेंस वाला
ये साइबर ऑफेंस let the case diary along with its enclosures be called for from the concerned court and also the stage of the case. How many accused persons are there?
So, she's a lady.
Let the case be listed on 2nd of September. The counter affidavit be filed by 27th August.
Item 15. B.A. was on 5/8 of 2026.
Section 64(1) and 64(2) of the BAs. Ladies, girl age is 35 years, the man age is 44 years. There is an allegation petitioner happens to be the husband of Chacheri Nanan of the informant. The prosecutor look the opening paragraph and there is
और serious family member पे allegation जब लगता है it becomes also more serious.
Yes, ma'am. But the prosecutor look the opening paragraph. Two things are important. The opening paragraph
of the FIR.
FIR. Page 16. Page 16 is the FIR.
Yes.
सविनय निधन मैं सच का निवासी हूँ. मेरे चचेरे ननद मीना देवी का पति राजू टूड़ी का निवासी है जो करीब 12 वर्ष से घर जमाई बन के रहता है. And there is an ancestral property dispute. हाँ रहता है जो करीब 12 वर्ष से प्राइवेट काम में काम करता है. राजू टूड़ी मुझे झांसा देकर प्राइवेट कंपनी में नौकरी दिलाने के नाम पे मुझे अपने प्रमाण पत्र की एक फोटो कॉपी के साथ दिनांक 21/4/2026 को मुझे घर से सिटी सेंटर बारटान में ले गया. समय करीबन 11:30 बजे से लेकर 1 बजे मेरे सभी कागजों को जांच के नाम पर मुझे वही एक होटल में लेकर गया तथा मेरे साथ और जबरदस्ती तथा बलात्कार किया और मारपीट भी किया. साथ ही धमकी दिया कि किसी को बताने पर मैं तुम्हारे पति और बच्चे को जान से मार दूंगा. उसकी इसी धमकी के दौरान ये बात मैं किसी को नहीं बताई. फिर उसने मेरे पति ने इतना जान मारने की धमकी देने पर फिर 24/4/2026 तो फिर उसी होटल में ले गया और मेरे साथ जबरदस्ती किया. And subsequently when an FIR was registered after 14 days on 8/5/2026. So if the victim was subject to rape, my lord, she would not have gone on the second case. That's my first submission. Because 21/4/2026 को ऑलरेडी उनके साथ कुछ घटना हो चुका है. अब उसी आदमी के साथ सेम होटल and she has not disclosed the name of that particular hotel.
एक घर में जब एक्यूज्ड और विक्टिम को कैसे रखें ये बताइए. एक घर में एक्यूज्ड और विक्टिम दोनों
साथ से रहते हैं.
रिलीज कर देंगे तो उसी घर पे जाएंगे ना.
नहीं अलग से रहेंगे. If prosecutor observe that particular fact. May observe that particular, he will not stay on that particular. And subsequently, किसी के साथ घटना घटता है my lord, then on the next day, on the 2 days after, she will not. It is a natural tendency, my lord, that she will not go with that particular person. And after 14 days of the second occurrence, FIR was registered on 8/5/2026. I have no criminal antecedent, my lord. I have stated specifically that there is an ancestor
directed to serve notice. आपका कोई dispute चल रहा है?
हाँ ancestor हम लिखे हैं specifically लिखे हैं. Paragraph number the prosecutor look 7. The petitioner said petitioner is a Bhajaman informant and her husband is a co-share of the ancestral property and they are admittedly disputing about the respect to share over the property. And before also she has threatened that I will implicate you in the case. Paragraph 7 of my petition.
documents we need.
The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is a close relative of the victim who happens to be the informant of the case, and he is living as Ghar Jamai, and the informant and her husband are co-sharer of the ancestral property, and there are admittedly dispute between the parties with respect to the share over the property. कोई केस फेस पेंडिंग है?
नहीं अभी कोई केस ओरल एग्रीमेंट हुआ था उसके बाद फिर रजिस्टर्ड एग्रीमेंट के पॉइंट पे डिस्पोज हो
The learned counsel has submitted that charge sheet
has been submitted this
has
stage
been
of
filed and there is a delay of 14 days in lodging the FIR. The state is directed to serve notice upon the victim and file a counter affidavit in this case. Let the case diary along with its enclosure as well as the statement of the victim recorded under section 183(6) be called for from the concerned court. Post on 2nd September. The counter affidavit be filed by 27th August.
Item 16, DA.18.08.2026 of 2026.
This petition.
The FIR has been lodged for the offence under section 76 and 64, subsection 2 of the BNS.
Trial is on.
Trial is going on and the victim has been examined as a PW3 and other two witnesses have also been examined. They have been declared. उसका बाद में मिला तो कॉपी
She has supported the prosecution case completely.
एक बार मेरा लेक्चर 2 देखा इस 17
कौन है petition?
petitioner
ये किसका है?
किसी petitioner का है. He is the student of class 9 and he has been
Class 9?
Yes, like an admit card is when date of the exam is also there.
So he has been declared hostile or juvenile?
नहीं juvenile नहीं.
जुलाई 2008 का है तो
हाँ उसमें है 18 26 18 साल हो गया.
अच्छा more than 18 हो गया था but he is a student.
He is the student of class 9. लेट से पढ़ाई स्टार्ट किया हो लेक्चर 2 से लगा दिए क्लास 9 के ऊपर ही लिखा हुआ एग्जाम इसका था 6 मार्च 2026 और ये फायर हुआ 14 जनवरी 2026 को. एक और चीज इसमें है एफआईआर एक ऑफरेंस है 10 जनवरी एज पर द एलिगेशन एफआईआर होता है 14 जनवरी और डिपोजिशन उनका लिखा है पेज नंबर 19 पे जो लगाए हैं वो बोलती है 10 जनवरी की रात्रि 7:30 बजे कृष्णा कुमार मेरे साथ जबरदस्ती पकड़ लिया इस संबंध में थाना में शिकायत की जो है आवेदन 10 जनवरी शिकायत की थी जबकि एफआईआर होता है 14 एंड नाउ 12 पेज नंबर 12 में 11 लोगों
ये इतना आपका तो सारा का सारा शेयर सपोर्टेड द कंप्लीटली सपोर्टेड
लेकिन कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है नॉट इन द एफआईआर आल्सो.
कितने विटनेस बाकी हैं ये?
8 है टोटल 3 हुआ है
3 कब तक हुआ? 4/7/26
हाँ ये थर्ड है 15 और ये मैं दो का they have been declared hostile जिसके बारे में बोलते हैं जिसके सामने मारपीट हुआ शाम का घटना का जो occurrence का बात बोलती है अर्लियर ये इनके ब्रदर जो अभी फोर्स में है उनके ऊपर भी इस तरह का एलिगेशन लगा एंड दे आर आफ्टर अगेंस्ट दिस और जिस घर में बोलती है अकेले हैं उनका स्टेटमेंट उनकी सास का रिकॉर्ड हुआ है. ये 3 ब्रदर हैं कस्टडी है 15 जनवरी 2000 रात को बोलती है रात भर मेरे साथ रहा चक्कू दिखा के मेरे साथ गलत किया
रात भर मेरे साथ रहा तो नहीं बोली.
हाँ बोलती है वही तो दिखा रहे पेज 19 देखा जाए इनका हस्बैंड बाहर काम करते हैं पेज 19 का एक बार देखा जाए पैरा 12 पेज 19 में अभियुक्त 12 बजे रात्रि से 5 बजे सुबह तक मेरे कमरे में इस दौरान मैं हल्ला नहीं की क्योंकि वह चक्कू का भेद था. एक जन्म हुआ है, तो उसका घटना की सूचना सुबह 9 बजे थाना में जाकर दी थी, फिर बोलती है, जबकि 14 है डेट ऑफ एफआईआर। फिर यहाँ एंड 16 में देखा जाए पैरा 16 और उससे भी ज्यादा कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन। 2 तारीख को इलाज बोलती है, मेरा इलाज 2 तारीख को हुआ, घटना 10 तारीख का है। So there are several contradictions in her statement itself.
लड़की का एग्जामिनेशन हो गया, वो जो लड़की थी उसकी बेटी,
बेटी
Is
का
she also a
exam-
witness?
नहीं, she has not been examined.
she is also a witness.
हाँ, वो बोली है डायरी में आया है, जो वो केवल बोलती है शाम के समय मेरे मम्मी के साथ घर पर मुझे पर डायरी में जो आया, रात का इंसिडेंट के बारे में नहीं बोलती। तो ये बोल रही है कि रात में वो रूम में थी।
क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? अब स्टूडेंट को क्या आप जेल में रखेंगे, ये बताइए।
वो विलेजर है जिनके सामने मार पट्टी। हाँ, they are the villagers.
About the learned counsels appearing on behalf of the parties, the learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is a student studying in
Class 9.
Class 9, and for that purpose he has referred to Annexure 2, which is the admission card issued by Jharkhand Academic Council Ranchi. The learning council submits that the petitioner is in custody since 15/1/2026, and the most important witness, the victim, has already been examined, but there are contradictions in her evidence. The learned council has further submitted that the petitioner has to resume his studies, and there is no likelihood of influencing the witnesses, as the most material witness has already been examined. He has further submitted that the co-villager has been declared hostile, who was examined as PW1.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. He has further submitted that there are altogether 8 private charge sheet witnesses, and only 3 have been examined as mentioned in the include order, and others are official witnesses, and the conclusion of the trial may take some time. Counsel for the state has opposed a prayer for bail and has submitted that. However, the aforesaid submissions made by the counsel for the petitioner is not in dispute. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that the petitioner happens to be a student of class 9 as per Annexure 2, and the most material witness has already been examined, and the conclusion of the trial may take some time, the petitioner is directed to bail last on bail.
Item 17, DT.18.08.2026 of 2026.
Yes, petitioner.
Registered 108.
108. कौन है आप?
में एलिगेशन यही है कि फॉर्मेट के लड़की का शादी के बात चल रही थी आशीष विश्वकर्मा से, उन पर एलिगेशन है कि
पढ़िए एफआईआर पढ़िए।
पेज 30 रॉबर्ट अली के द्वारा प्रताड़ना से तंग आकर मेरी लड़की तुम्हारी फांसी लगाकर आत्महत्या कर लेने के संबंध
नाम मत पढ़िएगा ना।
petitioner निवेदन पूर्वक कहना है कि मैं मनदीप विश्वकर्मा हूँ, 29 वर्ष, पिता अयोध्या मिस्त्री, ग्राम करवा पहाड़ जिला गढ़वा के निवासी हूँ। आगे मुझे कहना है कि मेरी लड़की पुत्र कुमारी उम्र करीब 17 वर्ष की, शादी के लिए आशीष विश्वकर्मा, पिता राजेश विश्वकर्मा, ग्राम थाला टोला सरकाहा थाना धोती जिला गढ़वा के साथ बातचीत चल रहे थे। इसी बीच मेरे ही गाँव
इंटर रिलीजियन एंगल भी है ना।
ये से वो मैसेज किए
और उस मैसेज में बोले कि हम उससे प्यार करते हैं,
हम
शादी
उसी से
करते
शादी करेंगे।
हैं। उससे ये फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होकर के दुपट्टा से अपने आप को ये आत्महत्या
उम्र 17 साल।
चलो तो उससे प्यार करता हूँ और शादी करता हूँ। उसकी जानकारी मेरी लड़की पूजा कुमारी को हुआ कि मेरी लड़की तुम्हारा प्यार और शादी का झूठा अपराध सुनकर सदमा में आकर आज बिना घटना को फांसी लगाकर आत्महत्या।
झूठा अफवाह। उसके बाद जो जिससे शादी की बात हो रही थी वो भी टूट गई, है ना?
वो तो अभी तो मैं आत्महत्या ही कर रही थी। चार्जशीट सबमिटेड।
चार्जशीट कब सबमिट हुआ?
तो इनकम ऑर्डर के लास्ट पेज में है 1089 चार्जशीट सबमिट हुआ।
कब हुआ डेट? कस्टडी बताइए।
कस्टडी है 18/4/2026।
एंटीसीडेंट
नो क्रिमिनल एंटीसीडेंट पैरा 14।
क्या बोलना? माइनर तो नहीं है?
17 साल।
चार्जशीट तो नहीं हुआ है? पॉक्सो में कहाँ चार्जशीट?
पॉक्सो
में तो चार्जशीट नहीं है। चार्ज फ्रेम हो गया? चार्ज फ्रेम नहीं हुआ है तो आपके चार्जशीट से तो मतलब नहीं है। एज कितना है लड़की का? नहीं पता।
इस पर एफआईआर में तो 17 लिखा है।
Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the state has submitted that as per FIR, the age of the deceased was 17 years, but as per the review order, charge has been submitted only under section 108 of BNS. The submits that the matter may be adjourned so that the charge be framed. क्या करें? ये बहुत मुश्किल है। Counsel for the state is directed to file counter affidavit with particular reference to the age of the deceased. That the case diary along with its enclosure be called for from the concerned court. देखते हैं अगर मेजर होगी तो कंसीडर होगी, माइनर में दिक्कत कोई बात नहीं। एज तो आया होगा ना, जब 108 में हुआ है पॉक्सो में नहीं हुआ, इसका मतलब मेजर होगी। पोस्ट ऑन सेकंड the contract will be filed by 27.
At a meeting DT.18.08.2026. of 2026.
Yes, petitioner. Yes.
In this case, charge has been obtained. 7 witnesses have been examined. Out of 9, 7 witnesses have been examined. An eyewitness, PW3, she is turned to stand.
Eyewitness of the rape.
Obviously, अपने साथ घर में चाची के साथ सो रहे थे 2 और 4 और बच्चे, तो टोटल 5 भाई बहन वो लोग और ये वनिता देवी।
Victim has been examined.
Victim has been examined. PW.
She has also turned hostile.
No, victim has not turned hostile.
और
But
कुछ
what
बोलना?
the victim is stated has been controverted by the PW3 in the deposition law. 7 witnesses have been examined, only 2 witnesses are to be examined. And I have annexed the order sheet law, annexed 3 kindly may look from 2nd November 2025, thereafter no witnesses have been examined.
Custody कब से?
17/11/25 से लेके वो
Custody कब से?
ये 2/5/2025 से है वो
Custody.
Yes. 2/5/25. For last 8 months, look, no witness has been examined. MBW has been issued. Still, the witnesses has been not been examined. That led to filing of this bail application. Page number looks 37, lecture 3. Medical report says no any external or internal injury and no any sign of break. Lecture 3 पे 17/11 से अवेलेबल वारंट 6/16/1/26 को हुआ और ये NBW 17/3/2026 को इशू हुआ फिर 8/4/2026 को भी till now the no witness has been. After 8/4/26 thereafter I filed this bail application. And after lodging of the FIR, the victim has made it known on her Facebook ID stating me as Jan. As Jan Milord, next to 4. She make a Facebook in her ID and stating. Plus, it's one-sided love affair. Plus, the petitioner is not ready for marriage. No, that's the reason.
Minor है ना?
नहीं, पॉक्सो है.
पॉक्सो लगा है ना?
हाँ, पॉक्सो.
एज कितना है विक्टिम?
15.
और आपका एज कितना है?
Plus 22.
24.
24. 24.
और कुछ बोलना है?
ये अगर
Heard the
बिल
learned
मिलेंगे
counsel
उससे 1 महीना
saying-
का बोले दीजिए कि ट्रायल कंक्लूड हो जाए. That it.
Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since 2/5/2025. And
No anticipation.
the last witness was examined on 2/11/2025. And thereafter the witnesses are not coming. He submits that 7 out of 9 witnesses have already been examined. कौन बचे? Are you a doctor?
Doctor. Yes.
The learned counsel submits that the remaining witnesses to be examined are IU and doctor. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail and has submitted that victim has been examined and she has supported the prosecution case. To this, the learned counsel for the petitioner submits that her daughter, the daughter of the victim has also been examined, but there are material contradictions in her evidence. After hearing the learned counsel for the and as per the medical examination is not supporting the prosecution case. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and the records of this case reveal that the bail application of the petitioner was rejected on merits earlier in BA number 7471 of 2025 by order dated 1/9/2025. However, during the course of argument, this aspect of the matter has not been pointed out by the learned counsel for the petitioner. The fact remains that out of 9 witnesses, 7 have already been examined, and the trial is at advanced stage. In view of the direct allegation made against the petitioner, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petition on bail. However, there can be no excuse on the part of the state not to produce the witnesses, and at the same time, keep the petitioner, keep the accused in custody. Next date बताइए. The state is directed to ensure that the remaining witnesses who appear to be the official witnesses are promptly produced before the court. The counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to the SP of the concerned district and also to the director of prosecution to ensure compliance. आपको हम पहले भी एक बार बोल चुके हैं कि earlier rejection का बात बोलना होता है.
8/4 तक नहीं आया तब हम बेल की फाइल किए होंगे.
Earlier rejection का बात आर्गुमेंट में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. ये चीज मैं आपको दूसरी बार बोल रही हूँ.
I'm sorry.
सेकंड टाइम
I'm extremely.
ठीक है,
That's
ऐसा आगे
not
आगे से नहीं करिएगा ना,
नहीं, नहीं,
कितना
never
भी
at
अच्छा केस क्यों नहीं हो, bail
never
और
at all.
नहीं
Never
देगा।
at all. I will do never at all.
हाँ,
Never
बस
at all.
याद रखिएगा और हम भी याद रखेंगे।
Never at all. I will always remember. I will always remember.
दूसरी बार हो चुका है इसीलिए आपको इतना जोर से बोल।
Item 19 DA.18.08.2026 of 2026.
खोल के देखिए, ठीक है,
Those some
बताइए।
observation may be
कुछ
given.
ऑब्जर्वेशन की जरूरत नहीं है, आ जाएगा विटनेस,
1 महीना 2 महीना जो भी
आ जाएगा विटनेस, आप चिंता ही नहीं करिए। 4-5 डेट में विटनेस नहीं है तो आ जाइएगा, फिर एसपी को कंटेक्ट करेंगे और आपको भेज देंगे।
5-6 डेट को तो ऑलरेडी ऑर्डर शीट है जिसमें नहीं आया। एनबीडब्ल्यू इशू हुआ उसके बावजूद भी नहीं।
फ्रीडम फाइटिंग में जेल नहीं गया है, एलिगेशन बहुत सीरियस है। Yes.
The case is registered under section 69, 64, 10, 352, 351, 2, and 3+5 of BNS and section 6 of POCSO Act. Question B, age of the victim as per the 10th mark sheet is 18 years 6 months, and the age
You
of
have annexed a copy of the mark sheet?
no.
From where you say?
As per the medical report given.
No, 10th mark sheet is something very important.
It is also mentioned there in the medical report.
No, medical report is it is mentioned in the medical report that as per 10th mark sheet she is 18 years of age. Where is it?
Page number 18, election 3.
Yes.
It's there, it's written. They have spoke about the class 10 pass.
As per according to class 10 mark sheet certificate, आगे क्या है? 18 years 6 months.
Yes.
When was she examined?
Ma'am, she was examined on 2/7/2026.
पहले से भी रेप करने का एलिगेशन रिपीटेड है।
जब FIR पढ़िए तो read the FIR. Read the FIR. Inter-religion. Stories of different religion. Both the parties have belonged to different religion. Same religion.
Yes.
पढ़िए. Yes, please read that file.
निवेदन है कि मैं सचिन सच उम्र सचिन सच थाना इसकी रहने वाली हूँ। मेरे गांव का एक लड़का डैश जिसका उम्र इतना है मुझे शादी का झांसा देकर मेरे साथ लगातार जबरदस्ती करता रहा। जनाब रोशन, इसमें लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द पेज उसने तथा दिनांक इतना है तो रात्रि 12 बजे करीब 11 बजे जब मैं मुहर्रम का जुलूस देख रही थी तभी वह मुझे वहां से बुलाकर एकांत में ले गया एवं खेत में जाने के लिए कहने लगा। मेरे द्वारा मना करने पर मुझे जबरदस्ती खींचकर खेत में ले जाने तथा कहने लगे कि अल्लाह करेगी तो जान से मार देगी। उसके हाथ में उस तलवार था जिस कारण में डर से अल्लाह नहीं कर वह पीछे खेत में ले जाकर जमीन पर पटक किया तथा मेरे कपड़ा
क्या स्टेज है किस
एविडेंस
एविडेंस पर चार्ज करते हैं इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज टू स्टिल गोइंग ऑन आप बोलते हैं एविडेंस पर
183 का स्टेटमेंट मंगा लिया जाता है।
अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है कस्टडी कब से
7/7/2026
let the statement of the victim be called for still recorded under section 183 basis be called for from the concerned court. The learned counsel for the state अभी तो चार्जशीट होने में बहुत टाइम स्टेटमेंट मंगाते The learned counsel for the state is also directed to file counter affidavit in this case, particularly with regard to the age of the victim. Post on second, the counter affidavit will be filed by 57.
Item 20, DT.18.08.2026. of 2026.
Yes. Who is for the petition? Petitioner absent. Goes to tomorrow. Petitioner absent goes tomorrow.
Permission item 21, DT.18.08.2026. of 2026.
This is the third round of litigation, Your Worship. First time it was withdrawn because charge sheet was not submitted by order dated 30th April 2026. Second time also it was.
Twice you have withdrawn.
Yes, Your Worship.
What is the allegation against you?
Your Worship, it is an case of cyber. As far as the allegation made in the FIR is that 3 people were apprehended and SIM and mobile were recovered from our possession. As far as my case is concerned, Your Worship, the present case charge sheet has already been submitted.
Do you have any antecedent?
I have no criminal antecedent, Your Worship, which I have submitted in para 16. And I'm in custody since 17th February 2026. And my mobile, there is no victim also in the present case. That also I have stated. Para 10 I have stated that not a single victim lodged FIR against that this petition. And
What is the amount involved so far as your victims are concerned? You were found with the
mobile.
You were apprehended with the mobile. Where is the
mobile and
SIM? How many mobile SIMs? ये दोनों का केस है जी? Okay.
In case that Your Worship, in para
Yes. What is there against the petitioner? They had withdrawn earlier twice.
Once, Your Worship, because charge sheet was not signed.
That's another and the second time.
रंजीत मंडल इसमें पारा 36 में के बारे में क्वेरी मांगा गया था कोर्ट ऑफ द सबमिट कर रहे हैं
para 36 में हमको पढ़ने किया जा सकता
36
2023 में हुआ।
अच्छा ये
एक बैंक अकाउंट इन्वॉल्व था जिसमें अमाउंट ट्रांसफर हुआ था इनको पिछले डेट में बोले थे कि वो अकाउंट मेरा नहीं है
हाँ
That account is verified lordship. वो जो वेरीफाई किया गया उसमें इसी का अकाउंट पाया गया और उसमें जो मोबाइल लिंक था उस अकाउंट में वो मोबाइल से चीटिंग किया गया। मोबाइल सिम इनके नाम से नहीं है, लेकिन बैंक में जो मोबाइल सिम लिंक था उसी से चीट किया गया।
और मुझे वो 2023 का बात है।
क्या चीज 2023 का बात?
जो पैसा जो मेरे अकाउंट में आता है, so suppose that leave my account, that was in the year 2000.
So we are not. You said that this account is not in your name. That was your specific argument on the last date. That is why this counter was called for. You see, the learned counsel fitted that a aforesaid bank account does not belong to the petitioner and belongs to another Ranjit Kumar Mandal that can be verified only from the bank. Now they have verified it from the bank and it is standing in your name only. This is the counter affidavit which they have filed. आपको मिला कॉपी? नहीं मिला।
मुझे तो अगर पास ओवर कर देते तो हम उसको थोड़ा सा देख लेते, because on the last occasion I had not argued the matter, not appeal. उसको हम देख लेते हैं।
A counter affidavit has been filed on behalf of opposite party state during court proceedings which is taken on record at the request of the counsel for the petitioner. Pose this case to mother's name वगैरह सब टैली कर रहे हैं। Next.
Item 22, BA 5789 of 2026.
Pass over at the request of the counsel for the petitioner. Pose this case on Monday. Monday. ऐसा लिखिए counsel for the petitioner 6 pass over. Pose this case on Monday. यही दिखाना लाइन
Monday
state is present.
के बाद
Monday
चलो मंडे हमको नहीं लग रहा है, पूछ रहे हैं उसके बाद एक्चुअली हम वो जो 24-25 के बाद वाले लिख रहे हैं।
Item 23, BA 6012 of 2026.
Cyber criminals, the discovery of 3 mobile SIM with 2 SIM cards.
Just a minute. 3 mobile, 2 SIM. Okay.
One is standing in the name of petitioner, and one is the name of other minutes. I have no criminal antecedent. I am in custody since 15/5/26. Charge sheet have already been submitted on 10/8/26. 10/8/26. No victim, no crime link. No antecedent.
क्या बोलना है आपको?
कोई क्रिमिनल एंटीसेडेंट नहीं, कोई
और the learned or the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner having no criminal antecedent is in custody since 15/5/26. Charge sheet has been submitted on 10/8/2026. No victim and no crime link has been identified. The summons that 3 mobile and 2 SIMs were recovered, while are alleged to have been recovered from the possession of the petitioner, and one is in the name of the petitioner and others are in the name of other persons. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail. However, the opposite submissions made by the counsel for the petitioner is not in dispute. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that the petitioner has no criminal antecedent and charge sheet having already been submitted, the petition is adequate.
Item 24, BA 6080 of 2026.
Yes, petitioner.
Report was called for regarding the viral video. What was the video viral? That has not been mentioned in anywhere in case diary.
Report was called for case diary. Video has become viral. Statement of victim देखते हैं?
वो तो प्रेशर में हस्बैंड के प्रेशर में थी। आज के डेट में लड़का जो 20 साल का है, हम 21 लिख लिए लेकिन 20 साल का है, आधार कार्ड
वीडियो रिकवर हुआ है?
नहीं,
वीडियो का तो
नहीं।
और 2021 स्क्रीनशॉट जो है सीज हुआ था, जो प्रोड्यूस किया था, जो वीडियो में ऑप्शन फोटो जो वायरल किया गया था, उसका स्क्रीनशॉट एफआईआर के साथ दिए थे, जो
इसका कुछ वेरिफिकेशन हुआ, कुछ हुआ? चार्जशीट हो गया?
हाँ।
किस सेक्शन में हुआ चार्जशीट?
64
ओनली 64? 67 में भी तो हुआ है
जिस इंस्टाग्राम आईडी से वायरल किया गया था,
तो ये है तो 67 में भी हुआ है। आईटी एक्ट में कैसे हो जाएगा? अगर आपका वीडियो नहीं सीज होगा तो आईटी एक्ट में तो सवाल ही नहीं होगा।
2021 का से फ्रेंडशिप था, फेसबुक के थ्रू फ्रेंडशिप, उस समय 16 साल का था लड़का, 15 साल का, और ये थी भी कम एज का। उसके बाद दोनों में हुआ, इसकी शादी हो गई। और
देखिए आप जो है ना सबमिशन किए कि वीडियो, कोई भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वीडियो वगैरह सीज नहीं हुआ,
वायरल वीडियो नहीं है।
तो ये 67 में फिर ये
चार्जशीट की है, लेकिन वायरल वीडियो नहीं। हम अभी भी बोल रहे हैं, उस मंगा के स्पेसिफिक मांग लिया तो
क्या स्पेसिफिक मांगे?
कहीं नहीं है, न डायरी में कहीं है, न कहीं कुछ।
देन अगर सच सर्कमस्टेंसेस इनका तो फिर बैंक्रप्सी ऑफ माइंड ही होगा, जो इसमें भी
जी
चार्जशीट कर
देखा था ना, डायरी मेरे पास है और इनके पास होगा तो नहीं है। एफआईआर के साथ जो स्क्रीनशॉट दिए हैं, इंस्टाग्राम का स्क्रीनशॉट, दैट इज इंस्टाग्राम का है, दोनों फ्रेंडशिप का। आपका जो इंस्टाग्राम आईडी है वो इनके मोबाइल नंबर से बनाया गया, दैट इज नॉट वायरल। और
इंस्टाग्राम आईडी वायरल नहीं है, इसका क्या मतलब? इंस्टाग्राम में अगर कोई चीज पोस्ट कर दिए तो अब क्या वायरल करना है?
इनके मोबाइल से नहीं है। हम, मेरा ये कहने का मतलब है कि कोई भी वीडियो वायरल नहीं है। कहने का मतलब है
वीडियो वायरल किसको बोलते हैं?
वीडियो वायरल है कि जैसे कोई वीडियो
अगर आप कोई
आपत्तिजनक फ्रेंडशिप का है, फ्रेंडशिप का वो लगाया हुआ है, जो जिसका एक बात कर रहे हो फ्रेंडशिप का, लेकिन जो आपत्तिजनक वीडियो है दैट इज नॉट कहीं नहीं। और दूसरी बात है, जो जिस समय लोग का फ्रेंडशिप हुआ था उसमें 15 साल का थी, आज के डेट में 21 साल का है, ये 20 साल का। आधार कार्ड हम मंगवा लिए सीधे, और ये शादीशुदा है पहले से। और 2021 में बोलते हैं कि मेरे साथ ये 25 के जनवरी में हुआ, एफआईआर लॉन्च होता है सितंबर, आफ्टर पासिंग ऑफ 9 मंथ। ये कंट्राडिक्शन है दोनों के स्टेटमेंट। और वो जो बता रहे हैं वो फोटो है दोनों का फ्रेंडशिप वाला, आपत्तिजनक फोटो नहीं। ये पारा 103 में देखा जाए, जो विक्टिम का इंस्टाग्राम आईडी है, उससे चंदन कुमार अपने इंस्टाग्राम आईडी से मैसेज किए थे, वायरल किए। वीडियो कॉल का, वीडियो कॉल किया जाता था तथा फोटो भेजा जाता, दोनों में आपस में। और जब का कहानी है तब ये 15 साल के थे, वो भी 16-17 साल की थी। उसकी शादी हो गई, दोनों में फ्रेंडशिप रहा, हस्बैंड जान गया, ऑन प्रेशर दिस एफआईआर वाज मेड। आज भी जो विक्टिम है उसका एज ज्यादा आज भी है उससे, ये भी
ऑफेंस नहीं हो सकता। तो इस तरह का ना बातचीत को जो कॉरिडोर में बातचीत करते हैं ना, कोर्ट में नहीं शोभा देता, राइट?
इनिशिएशन
वी
हुआ
आर
है
सीइंग केसेस, 20 साल का लड़का 55 साल की लेडी का भी रेप करता है, ठीक है? ऐसा केसेस है, कन्विक्टेड केसेस है, ठीक है? इसलिए ये सब कहानी एज वेज जो है पॉक्सो भर तो ठीक है, उसके बियॉन्ड एज पर शोभा नहीं देता आप लोग को। बहस
फ्रेंडशिप का केस है, ये मतलब 21 से है, एफआईआर बोल रहा है 21 से दोस्ती था दोनों।
जनवरी का स्टेटमेंट का है,
स्टेटमेंट और प्रेशर ऑफ हस्बैंड हुआ है जब ये घटना वो जान गई दोनों के बीच का फ्रेंडशिप का इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक का तब
victim का statement आया है। रिपोर्ट में नहीं आया है legal statement। FIR पर विक्टिम का स्टेटमेंट ही नहीं आया तो हम अब क्या करें?
विक्टिम को नोटिस करने का भी डायरेक्शन था, वो नोटिस कर दिया।
मतलब ये वीडियो का सीजर लिस्ट कहाँ? वीडियो और इसका कोई सीजर लिस्ट है? पेन ड्राइव में है कहाँ पर? Is there any सीजर लिस्ट?
केस डायरी में वीडियो का सीजर दे दिखा है।
Journalist name is
Or the learned counsels are being on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petition is in custody since
8/3/2026.
8/3/2026. Charge has been framed. Charge also has been framed. Charge sheet has been
Charge
signed.
sheet has been
For alleged offence under section 64 within bracket 1/64 within bracket 2 within bracket n/351 within bracket 2 of BNS and section 67 of the IT Act on 18/4/2026. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the statement of the victim has been recorded in paragraph number 58 of the case diary, wherein she alleged that the petitioner established physical relationship with her and there was friendship between them through Facebook. And also prepared video and threatened her from time to time and uploaded the photo, objectionable photo on Instagram. The learned counsel has submitted that.
इसमें एफआईआर में एनेक्सर बनाया हुआ है, लेकिन एफआईआर जो देख रहे हैं उसमें एनेक्सर एफआईआर का देखा जाए लास्ट में लिखा हुआ अनुलग्न इंस्टाग्राम का स्क्रीनशॉट।
The learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that there were friendship between the petitioner and the victim, and the victim informant also disclosed in paragraph 103 of the case diary that the alleged Instagram ID was made through the mobile number which belongs to the petitioner. The learned counsel has also submitted that the victim was medically examined, but no injury was found on her private part. However, she supported the allegation against the petitioner in a statement recorded under section 183 of the BNSS. The learned counsel submits that along with the FIR, a screenshot of the alleged Instagram was annexed. However, he submits that in the case diary, there is no recovery of any video. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that it appears that the petitioner and the victim came to know each other through Facebook, and no video as such has been recovered, and charge sheet has already been submitted. The petitioner is added to the enlargement bill.
The counter during course.
Counter filed during court proceedings is taken.
Item 25, BA 6508 of 2026.
The date of occurrence is of 6/4/26 at 1:50 a.m. and FIR has been launched at 7:40 p.m. There was the land.
How much is the delay? How much is the delay? Sorry? There is no delay, right? So, what is your case? You come to the yes, please continue.
And there was the land dispute which FIR itself revealed. Petitioner is in judicial custody since 10/4/26. There is no criminal antecedent against the present petitioner. The co-accused are on anticipatory bail. There is no recovery that has been found of any kind of weapon. And there is a contradiction in the counter affidavit filed by the informant that
yes,
that the cut mark is injury report is stating that there is a only cut mark in the there is a single blow in the frontal side of head, but there is no any kind of the FIR the informant stated in the FIR that by कंधे पे और हुआ दो बार एक मारना.
तो इंजरी रिपोर्ट नहीं है वैसा.
इंजरी रिपोर्ट में बस एक ही है कि फ्रंटल साइड ऑफ हेड पे बस चोट के निशान. सिंगल ब्लो
हेड पर.
यस
किसी का डेथ नहीं ना हुआ है.
I'm appearing on behalf of environment matters.
What is the nature of injury? Grievous or
nature is
simple?
grievous. It is grievous.
No.
A sharp cut is there.
Is there whether an injury is grievous or not by itself is a technical thing. Is there any report that the injury is grievous?
It is in the injury report that the nature of injury is grievous because the sharp cut is there on the forehead of the informant.
On the forehead of the informant, there is a sharp cut.
There is a sharp cut. It has come in the impugned order as well. Manoj, may kindly come to.
It is. You see, it is an injury at the vital part of the body. But all injuries at the vital part of the body is not grievous. So where is the report that the injury is grievous?
Last page. Last page. Diary ka last page.
Co-accused granted bail because they were being released.
No,
that
there
has
is a one who accused Akshay Lal who is an anticipatory bail.
बाएं कंधे पर कट का निशान. That is also there.
But injury report में नहीं है.
let's may kindly come to page number 9 of counter affidavit.
इनके ऊपर specific allegation क्या है?
Yes. Specific.
Show me what is the specific allegation against him in the FIR. पढ़ी पढ़ी. Read the FIR.
निवेदन पूर्वक कहना है कि मैं सच एंड सच पति सच एंड सच स्थान सच एंड सच का निवासी हूँ। दिनांक 6/4/26 को रात लगभग 1:15 बजे जब मैं घर में अपने छोटे बेटे के साथ सोई हुई थी एवं मेरे पति महुआ चुनने के लिए जंगल गए थे, तब मेरे ही गांव के छवि प्रसाद
The petitioner.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. आगे पढ़ी.
पिता स्वर्गीय मानिक चंद शाह, कविता देवी पति छवि शाह, विमला देवी पति शोभान शाह, अक्षय लाल शाह पिता स्वर्गीय मानिक चंद शाह एवं 3 अन्य जिसे मैं पहचान नहीं पाई, सभी हल्ला करते हुए मेरे घर में घुस गए। सभी ने धमकी देते हुए बोलने लगे कि तुमको जमीन चाहिए, जमीन नहीं देंगे लेकिन तुम्हारा जान मार देंगे। बोलकर सभी ने साथ मिलकर मेरे ऊपर जानलेवा हमला कर दिया, जिसमें धारदार चाकू छवि लाल लिए थे। उसने मेरे बाएं कंधे पे 2 बार वार किया तथा माथे में वार किया, जिससे मैं अपने आप को बचाई, फिर भी मुझे चोट लग ही गई और खून निकलने लगा। इसके बाद छवि शाह एवं अक्षय लाल शाह ने छेड़छाड़ करने की नियत से मेरा ब्लाउज भी फाड़ दिया, जिससे मैं शर्मसार हो गई। सभी ने मिलकर बुरी तरह से पीटा। अंत में सभी ने मेरे बक्सा में रखा 50,000 एवं गहना की चोरी कर लिया। मैं बेहोश हो गई। मेरे बड़े बेटे देवकुमार उम्र 15 वर्ष ने ही अगल बगल के लोगों एवं मेरे पति को बुलाया। तब जाकर सुबह होते ही हम लोग थाना गए, जहां से इलाज कराने भवनाथपुर गए। इलाज के उपरांत थाना में आवेदन दे दिए।
But petitioner has not come with the clean hands laws.
इंडिपेंडेंट विटनेस बताया कि निरीक्षक सौफीला विस्तार था। लैंड डिस्प्यूट का मामला है
Land dispute doesn't mean that they will brutally attack the informant.
और अगर अटैक हुआ होता तो इन्फॉर्मेंट का जो सन है उसको एक भी इंजरी नहीं है।
कोई एंटीसीडेंट है आपका?
नो
Let's may kindly come to page number 9.
Page number
9.
9 of
counter affidavit filed on 17/8/2026 on behalf of informant.
page number 9.
Page number 9.
Yes.
These are some photographs which were taken right after the incident.
There is no any kind of certification कि ये उसी दिन की अपने फोटोग्राफ्स का है। कोई भी ऐसा
Clear
कोई
case of attempt to murder. Death would occur because a sharp weapon was used.
There is no recovery.
Direct and specific allegation.
Or the learned counsel secretary on behalf of the parties, the learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since
10/4/26.
10/4/2026. The
Eyewitness is there. Para 39 of case diary, Manoj, eyewitnesses.
There is only one eyewitness and he is a minor. He is son and he has no injury.
Yes. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since 10/4/2026 and charge sheet has been submitted for alleged offence under section 126 within bracket 2, 115 within bracket 23, 109, 118 within bracket 1, 118 within bracket 2, 74, 76, 351, 2 and 3 within bracket 5 of BNS. The learned counsel has submitted that as per the injury report, there is only one sharp cutting injury on the head and there is land dispute between the parties. She submits that the petitioner has no criminal antecedent and the petitioner may be enlarged on bail. That's all. The learned counsel for the informant has opposed the prayer for bail and has submitted that there is direct and specific allegation against the petitioner in the FIR itself. and lodged by the victim. Who is the informant?
Informant come victim.
Which has been lodged by the informant come victim of the case. And she has submitted that the petitioner had attacked her with a sharp cutting knife on head as well as on shoulder. He submits that as per the injury report, the injury is previous in nature. He has further submitted that there is injury on the shoulder as well as injury on the head. He has further referred to paragraph. Which paragraph? I please.
39 of case diary.
Para 39 of the case diary to submit that the son of the victim has supported the prosecution case. He happens to be the eyewitness of that case. The learned counsel for the petitioner in response has submitted that the son was also, so the son claims to be present at the time of occurrence, but he has not suffered any injury. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that the victim cum informant has made specific allegation against the petitioner and regarding assault by sharp cutting weapon, and the injury report reveals that there was injury not only on the left shoulder but also grievous injury on the head. This court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail at this stage. However, the petitioner may renew his prayer for bail after 6 months.
Item 26, BA 6577 of 2026.
On the last occasion, the FSL report was called for.
Has it come?
काउंटर एफिडेविट पेज नंबर 8 में है फोरेंसिक लैबोरेटरी के डायरेक्टर का एक पत्र आपसे जिसमें कहा गया है कि प्राथमिकता के आधार पर लिया गया है पदार्थों को संबंधित संचिका संबंधित जांच कार्य किया जा रहा है यथाशीघ्र समर्पित किया जाएगा कुछ टाइम निश्चित नहीं किया गया
FSL रिपोर्ट में कोई टाइम भी नहीं दिया है। क्या भेजा था FSL में?
FSL रिपोर्ट में आपसे जो
If I may be permitted to take the issue. One shoe and one shawl was recovered from the house of the petitioner. This was blood stain on the basis of a sniffer dog. That was sent to the FSL for its test. That is one. And in the absence of that test, ordinance has also been taken against him.
Custody कब से?
Custody is since 8/2/2026.
Only through sniffer dog you have been identified.
Yes.
Apart from that, there is no material against you.
There is no material.
Any antecedent?
No antecedent.
Case of murder?
This is the case of murder.
क्या बोलना? How are you related to the deceased?
I am not related. The if I may be permitted to place the FIR at page number 12.
One sports shoe and cloth has been recovered, blood stained cloth has been recovered from the house of the petitioner.
It appears that there is blood. That's why it has been sent to the FSL. May I please be here?
And at whose instance the dead body has been recovered?
The dead body has not been recovered on our instance. उनको पता चला कि there is a dead body lying somewhere.
Where?
The informant झाड़ियों में सुनसान स्थान के झाड़ियों में मिला, which was identified by the informant that it was a mother's body. It was his mother's body.
Any allegation of any enmity with him?
There is no enmity between the petitioner and the victim. Only on the instance of the sniffer dog, I have been implicated in this.
क्या बोलना?
जैसे कि पारा 120 में है इनका कंफेशन है लॉ से
Confession. Confession leading to recovery तो नहीं है, recovery leading to confession.
रिकवरी नहीं है पर जहाँ पे इनका कंफेशन
किस लिए confession में क्या बोले? कोई लड़ाई, कोई झगड़ा, कोई क्यों मारा?
ये बोले कि दो लोग एक ये डिसीज के साथ आए और कहे कि इनका काम तमाम करना है, साथ में शराब दिलाया।
पैसा दिए?
पैसा का दी
पैसा का कोई लेन देन नहीं, कोई दुश्मनी का लेन देन नहीं, इतना ही तो है. Your father, are you also there in this case? Yes, what do you say? What is there to connect the petition? Is there any enmity?
कन्फेशन में माना है कि गलत कार्य करके उसके बाद उसको जला के मारने का
Confession is not. Confession से क्या हो?
उसके
अलावा तो कुछ है नहीं. For the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties, the counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since 8/2026, and the only connecting link with the petitioner and the incident is that the sniffer dog has found one's sports shoe and cloth having blood stain, which is alleged to have been recovered from the house of the petitioner. The learned counsel submits that there is no allegation of any kind of enmity between the petitioner and the deceased or her family member. The learned counsel for the submits that the petitioner has no criminal antecedent. The counsel for the state and the informant have opposed a prayer for bail. However, the aforesaid submissions of the petitioner is not in dispute. They have submitted that the petitioner has confessed his guilt before police, and they have the state has filed a counter affidavit stating that the FSL report shall take some more time to be ready, and the letter received from FSL has been placed on record through the counter affidavit. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that FSL report shall take more time, and apart from the sniffer dog having found certain material from the house of the petitioner, there is nothing to link the petitioner with the alleged offence. Of course, confession statement made before police has been placed on record. The petitioner is in custody since 8/2026, having no criminal antecedent. In such circumstances, the petitioner is directed to pay enlarged on bail. Antecedent nahi? The state is directed to ensure that the FSL report is forwarded to the court concerned at the earliest. The counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to FSL Ranchi.
Item 27, DT.18.08.2026 of 2026.
Maybe I leave next week because the victim has been examined and has been declared hostile. So I'm
Counsel for the petitioner submits that as per his information, the victim has turned hostile. He prays that the matter be posted next week. Monday? Post on Monday.
Item 28, DT.18.24 of 2026.
Sorry? Video has been recovered. Yes, ma'am.
It has not come to the case earlier.
Charge sheet has been submitted.
That has been submitted. Charge sheet has been submitted, and we have 183 statements.
Not total. May I say before this, he is a Bhajna and the victim is a mommy. And before launching this FIR, before 10 days notice, an FIR was brought by the government And the name of this petitioner also is the husband, and this petitioner may read that FIR also. That FIR is in page 21 also. Before 10 days. Before filing this FIR, before 10 days, another FIR was filed. That is page 21 also. And in this FIR also, the petition has been involved. May I read the FIR? This is FIR.
There are how many cases against you? 3 cases?
No, Lordship. Only this cases, present case and this case.
No, there are 3 cases.
No, Lordship. That has been wrongly written. I have just pointed out the APP.
What is the name of the petitioner?
Wilson B.
Petitioner is
Samaj Ansari and employment Wilson role in this Lordship. Previous that one number has been wrongly written. That is 26. This will be 26.
Shahbaz Ansari.
Shahbaz Ansari. Before 10 days, occurrence is about before 9 months also. According to them. And in this FIR, nothing has been uttered. And after 10 days, he has lodged this FIR. In this FIR, he has stated that I took the photographs and one on Subal Yadav also 2 or 3%. He has stated about 2 or 3%.
And she's referring to the incident prior to the earlier FIR.
Lots.
Where is the earlier FIR?
Yeah, earlier FIR is for 21.
Page 21.
Yes, 2020. Earlier FIR. 21 में भी है, Wilson भी 24 में निवेदन को कहना है Wilson भी सचिन सर 89 मेरा सभी 13 वर्ष का राजा संतन का देव विवाह के समय मेरे पिता द्वारा सोने चांदी दिया मेरे समाज विवाह में ससुराल आई 2 पुत्र और 1 पुत्री 35 इयर्स के हम 22 साल के हैं वर्ष 2025 के अक्टूबर माह में अभी ऑकरेंस अगस्त 25 का ही करते हैं 3 वर्ष 25 और मातृ में तक अब तो उसके भाई मुझे अंसारी मिल को मुझे अपने मायके वालों को बोला कि मैं तो लाने का जवाब देने लगे मेरे तो हमसे बोला है कि मेरे पिता मृत्यु हो चुकी है मेरे भाई की आंखें से अच्छी नहीं है जिसके कारण वालों का मेरा नाम है मेरे नाम है तो उनसे मानसिक शारीरिक बताई कि मेरे पिता पति के जीजा मुझे कौन सा भगना सवाल है आम तो भगना पिता से दोनों में घलाकर मेरे पति देव लोग साथ मुझे प्रताड़ित करवाते थे समाज अंसारी बार और बराबर मेरे पति को बोलते थे उसके परिवार के लोग बोला हम नहीं देते हैं उसको तलाक दो this is the allegation just 10 minutes before loss in this FIR not a single word she had uttered and after 10 days she had lodged this FIR
इसमें क्या लगा है एलिगेशन
हम ये पति को उकसाते थे हम भगना थे हम भी उकसाते थे उनके पति को 2 लाख रुपया मांगी नहीं तो तलाक दे दी अभी उनके आपका हस्बैंड से लड़ाई झगड़ा करके दूसरे FIR में पत्नी को निकाल दिए हैं दूसरा वाला FIR है 320 18 में
For the learned counsels appearing on behalf of the parties, the counsel for the petition submits that the petition is in custody since 22/5/2026.
5 years,
22/5/2026 and charge sheet has been submitted on 22/6/2026. The petitioner, aged 22 years, happens to be the nephew of the informant of the case. The learned counsel submits that the petitioner has no criminal antecedent and he has been falsely implicated and has criminal antecedent. The learned counsel submits that he has been falsely implicated in fight between husband and wife. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the pair for bail. However, the fact that there is dispute between husband and wife, as is reflecting from the FIR, by the 2 FIRs, which has been placed on record, is not in dispute. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that charge sheet has already been submitted, the petitioner is directed to be enlarged on bail.
Item 29, DA.18.08 of 2026.
This petition. Statement of victim आया. इतना डायरेक्ट एलिगेशन आपके ऊपर लगाइए क्या क्या खिलाया पिलाया पूजा किया. So uncle-in-law से क्या?
There is a dispute between the family that allegation is bad in this petition of worship. Kindly you should consider 4 days का delay है worship FIR. 4 days का delay है. Even medical review से कुछ भी नहीं आया है. There is no sign of any penetration.
4 डेट का डिले होने क्या ही है?
That is the reason कि ये delay करके जाते हैं. Medical में is not. This is the reason. The second thing is place of occurrence पे IUP verify किए हैं जाके. But nothing has been seized from the place of occurrence. कोई भी पूजा करने के लिए गया तो वहाँ पे कुछ सामान होगा, but nothing has been seized in this case. IU has verified the place of occurrence, but nothing has been seized or recovered from the place of occurrence. Nothing has been seized. कुछ तो सीज होना चाहिए लॉर्डशिप की वहाँ पे पूजा हो रहा था तो कुछ तो सीज होना चाहिए ना.
पूजा कर दी गया. यही है.
Counter.
The counter affidavit filed during court proceedings is taken under.
So charge भी इसमें फ्रेम हो गया लॉर्डशिप. चार्ज भी फ्रेम.
कितने विटनेस हैं?
10 minutes.
चार्ज का फ्रेम.
30/7/2026.
Or the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner commits that the petitioner is in custody since 6/3/2026 and charge has been framed on 30/7/2026. He submits that the petition has been falsely litigated in this case and there is a delay of 4 days in lodging their file. Counter affidavit. He has also submitted that the victim is alleged to have taken to another place where the rape was said to have been committed, but there is no recovery. The no recovery and no sign of any puja ceremony could be found. The learned counsel for the state has opposed a prayer for bail and has submitted that there is direct and specific allegation made against the petitioner. In this counsel for the petition submits that even during medical examination, the sign of rape has not been found. After hearing the counsel for the parties, and there is specific allegation against the petitioner, the victim has also supported the statement, the allegation under section 183 BNSS. The allegation is against the petitioner is that when the victim went to the house of Opno Sudi, who is the petitioner before this court, along with another person for the purposes of performing rituals. After conducting the puja ceremony, Opno Sudi informed the victim that some additional ritual was required to be performed outside the house. And on that pretext, he took the petitioner to the victim, to pond, and taking advantage of the trust of the victim, committed rape upon her. In view of the serious allegations against the petitioner, this court is found to realize the petition is rejected.
Some observation will be going to be charged for.
यदि कोई observation का भी कोई काम नहीं। How many cases are left?
10.
Like different cases. All these cases will come up to you.
एक लड़की आई थी in the last occasion when she was issued the notice to the victim दोनों शादीशुदा हैं
She has come.
yes
कौन सा case?
next 30
Item 30.
state has also filed counter.
Lordship, the victim, she is residing at the house of the petitioner. They have already solemnized marriage and they have a child.
चार्ज को प्रिंट हुआ है, चार्जशीट कर दिया।
चार्जशीट है 21/7/2026 under section 363 366 और स्टेट भी काउंटर फाइल किया है उसमें भी बोलते हैं कि 183 में the victim का स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड किया गया para 14 में para 14 victim Khushi Kumari was produced before the honorable judicial magistrate for recording her statement and section in the recording of the statement the victim fully suffered the case and stated that she was living with the Mona Begra with the accused. She further stated that she went with the Mona Begra out of her own free will and that no one forced.
That lady is here.
Yes,
ladies
इसको that BC बंद करिए।